There we go, enough of that. Okay, let's stop the music. Good morning. Wait for people to get here. We've got Kimbo there.
Morning.
Good morning.
So we got Kimbo, we got Todd, we got, what's it, Captain? What's your captain's name in the game? Psycho Nitrous?
Oh, it's just Psycho Nitrous.
Lieutenant Psycho Nitrous.
There's no captain. There's no rank involved here.
Isn't there? Well, he's obviously busy sort of taking care of some drugs there, it looks like it. Anyway, good morning everybody. Yes, Mark in Thailand, expat Paul, g'day, Malcolm K, Chris Brand, good to have you along. Another Saturday morning roundup with the guys, right? And just for all those people who happen to cross this stream every Saturday morning, or if they pick it up later, the whole idea of the stream here, it's just an extension of our Discord community. So like we hang out here every week, or every day, every week. You're all invited to hang out with the boys, but on a Saturday morning we just make it live to the world, and a few people who can't work the technology, so they can at least join in for at least an hour a week in the fun and hilarity we have, which is living in Thailand, playing stupid games, or whatever we do. Anyway, moving along. Jack Dorrington, g'day. Did you recover from last night? You still going okay? Got a few articles to talk about today, but nothing really super duper important. I think the only thing we're going to worry about is this potential flooding. Good morning everyone from Ralph Lewis.
Morning, Ralph.
I've got my good old ganja. What's the ganja water there? There you go. It's alright, I'll demonetize this channel now, don't worry. Going fine. Last to leave once again, were you? Well, at least he's keeping one going for the team. Anyway. So we got some articles to talk about this morning. I tried again to multi-stream into the Facebook platform, and it gave me an error again. I thought I had it all sorted out, so I'm going to have to do some more homework on that one later on. But yeah. Such is life. We'll get it working. Good. Robert Groves, how are you doing? Good. Yep. Glad to have you along. He's good at typing. He can't talk at the moment, from what we understand. But that's the only major issues from what we also feel as well. Roughly had to bail on Chuck's live stream to see what you guys are up to. Oh, well, get back to Chuck's live. We're just going to chat here. We do this all the time. But anyway, as I said, you're all welcome to join the Discord. We hang out here all the time, and this is what we do. As I said, Psycho's sitting there. He's embarrassed to show his face. He's going to show his character, and he's going to shoot all these.
No, I'm feeling too ugly today.
He's feeling too ugly today. So he's got a game for us while, keep you amused. While we cover the news, what do we got today? Okay. More important hope. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so the big news, and this is something that's sort of obviously, that's the Discord. Look, finally, yes. 5 minutes into it, come join the Discord. So yeah, that's what we wanted. Let's try to keep it going for 5 minutes. So just keep it. Anyway, So the big story, I guess, we got to worry about right now here in Bangkok and surrounding areas is the potential big flood that's on its way. This is sort of top line news. Provinces on alert for more floods. Yes. We're having there's a big tropical storm, Mulan. Is it Mulan? Mulan, yeah, tropical storm Mulan.
Like the Disney movie?
I believe it is the same spelling, isn't it? Yeah, Salman Ray. So I was reading about Salman Russia this morning. Yeah. So flood alerts, 11 provinces, including Bangkok. Severe runoff from the tropical storm Mulan. Now, the comical part about this is something that really just does my head in. There's two sections of the Chalparan River that they've been trying to finish off the embankments with, right? They pretty much got the embankment across the Chalparan Chalpre River, right, that everything that has a possible inundation into the city is all being walled off now, apart from two, I think 100-metre sections. And basically they're the people who own the land there, they've told the government to fuck off. You're not touching, you're not going out of land and put an embankment up. Why would you want to do that? This is our land.
Now, here's an immediate few questions I have regarding that, which the paper probably doesn't cover. Is the government paying for that, or are they hey, you do your embankment for yourself, or how that's
We'd
one of
never.
those things where
Yeah.
it sounds like they're being dicks, but it's I want to know the details of that.
Yeah, you never have the full story, do you? You never have the full story. It's just one of those sort of things. We know it's there. We know it's happening. But yeah, what's exactly happening behind the scenes, that's a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, either way, I guess their property will become rivers, and I don't know, maybe they're relying on hydroelectric power when it comes through, and they're gonna build some water wheels or something. Who knows? Who knows?
Check out a movie called Brave New World. Everyone high on Soma. That wasn't a movie. Wasn't a series. I thought it was a series called Brave New World. Wasn't a movie. I saw a series recently, and I thought it was pretty well done. It's had a few critical reviews on it, but other than that, it was quite a good. I thought it was quite entertaining. CG Troubadour. Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, how are you? It's another new name, unless of course somebody who's a regular has changed their name, which happens quite often. Anyway, getting back to so aside from the fact that there's two sections of embankment that haven't been done, and for some reason there's an unknown reason behind it. But yeah, apart from that, Bangkok has pretty much got itself walled off from the Chao Phraya River. Almost like what would you call it, like Holland. They've done a pretty good job over the last few years. But these two sections, if the flood comes, it's going to just completely flood Bangkok. But anyway. This is the biggest thing we're going to worry about. Residents living in communities dotted along both riverbanks, this is because of the fact they also talk about the Noi River, which is on the eastern side. They don't mention the what's our river? Tachan, isn't it? Tachan. Forget now.
I don't know unless I see the name in Thai.
Yeah, Tachan River, which is the one we're on. We're not sort of seeing any issues about that river, and of course those two rivers don't really join up. So, but it's the Chao Phraya River. That one basically comes down. In its associated, distribution of rivers that come into one, that comes from Chiang Mai area, Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai. Whereas our river, the Ta Chan, that's basically fed from the Kanchanaburi, I think it is. So different rainfall patterns. What tropical storms? Sunny here, 30. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Robert happens to have bought himself a piece of land and house in Cha-am there, and it's like a miniature desert. They don't get rain there for some reason. Check out the movie. Yeah, we did that. Don't forget. That one worked. Good. That's a new bit I put on there. Hi, Chris. It's Chris. CJ. Oh, okay, fine. So this is our mate Chris. Good on it. Good on you, Chris. we'll make sure we know that one. Leonard Nimoy was in a movie called Brave New World. Yeah, okay. We might as well get out my empirical definition of everything. Oh, did I just remove that? Oh. What is it?
The button.
Button.
The button.
I've got to put it back in again.
They hit the button.
I had to put it back in. I gotta remember how to do that now. I can't remember how to put it back in. Anyway, what was it? We're Brave New Brave R-A-V Brave New World. Okay, so we've got Brave New World, which is a movie. Davis Dean. There was a TV series. That's the TV series, Brave New World. Okay, there's Brave New World there, 1980s movie, 1998. It's a popular book that gets remade all the time. Which one's the one with Leonard Nimoy? Oh, there it is. That's the 1998 version. Okay. Malcolm K. Miss Streamlads, I hope you're not as grumpy today as you were. I found out that they say Twitch has a 140 character limit and YouTube has a 200 character limit. So it was set up for Twitch streaming, so Twitch comments, and now it's set up for YouTube comments. It's all good. So I did change that back again. Oh, I was wondering what was. I saw something flickering on the screen there. It's the background of this thing here. Anyway, get back to that. Check out the fun last night. Glad to catch your feed today. Normally I'm still asleep. Yes, well, I think after this we might be going back to sleep ourselves. It was a long night last night. That aside. Anyway, so yeah, we're the thing that's going to be a thing, the problem here in Bangkok, when there's water hits, I think that they're expecting it, the river to rise, 20 to 60 centimetres, and I think it's 3 to 5 days out. It takes about 5 days to get here once they let the water out. And if we have a downpour like we've been getting in Bangkok for the last week or two, that's when it just all breaks loose. So yeah, not a fun time in Bangkok with all the water. Second news report.
Disagree. It's fun.
Yeah, well, Warren, you bought as working overtime. Well, it does that. It's a timing thing. I'm still going to fine tune the feed timings on it. It's the mathematics behind it's a bit weird. But I'll get it on. Anyway, moving right along, I was reading this article that come up on my feed the other day. I went and found it. So, here's Thailand, obviously, decriminalising and using the good herb and expecting tourism gains. I think we've got that up there, Thailand. That's the next one I'm going to do. The Thailand high tourism and all that sort of stuff, all going for the money. And then we got Hong Kong. They legalised it, I think it mentions here too, but open 2020. The Asian financial hub has dozens of cafes and shops selling CBD, but the government proposal to ban the substance before the end of the year puts the whole enterprise in jeopardy. So here's us in Thailand, totally opening up, and then we got these fascist regimes and things like that sort of turning around and saying, sorry, just can't figure this world out anymore. It's bizarre. All about health related matter. It's all right. Take some oxypro. What's it oxycodone?
It's just a rubber banding. Like the U.S. started the war on drugs, and then everybody else followed suit, and then now.
Yeah, exactly.
The U.S. opened up, and then everybody else is slowly following suit. It's just slow rubber banding.
Yeah, they still don't talk much about this particular international agreement that was signed back in '72, I think it was, about the proliferation of drugs, which has a connotation of certain pharmaceuticals are not allowed to be sold globally, unless of course they abide by the global sanction on it, and of course it hasn't been moved from that. But Thailand's sort of skirting around it, sort of saying, well, we haven't, what this is saying is one thing, and what we've done is we've legalised it for medical use, right?
Well, yeah, and then there's financial implications too. It's like, in the U.S. you have all of these places depending on each state, that would have it legalized. But
Hmm.
then they couldn't they couldn't deal with the banks because then it's federally illegal. So you've got the financial system operating on a different set of rules
Hmm.
than the actual, than the state system.
Yeah. It's a bit weird, but as I said, it's the next 10 to 20 years of as everything sort of realigns into the new paradigm. Anyway, so moving right along, Thailand getting high on cannabis boost to tourist economy. I can't see how they could really put that down to tourist economy. But Thai Prime Minister Chanya recently reported government is expecting about 10 million tourists, and this number varies. I think they got a little dial they spin every week. How many tourists we're going to get next year? Spin the dial, because that number varies between 2 and 20.
You can expect a lot of people.
Yeah.
You can expect 50 people to come to your party, and then
10
be
come.
a very unlikable person. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. 10 million tourists.
Not that Thailand's unlikable. It's just yeah, you can expect some things, and the reality is very different.
Yeah, that's it. We love Thailand that way. It's chaos. The kingdom before the end of the year, and it reports true. Most of them plan on getting high. I still love this, this 2% tetrahydrocarbonol bullshit and everybody's running around getting high. But anyway,
that is the 2% is for the
oils,
the concentrate. Yeah. It's not for the actual plant.
Hmm.
But it took a lot of people misunderstanding that. I mean, including me, and then the news to come out that that's not the case.
Yeah, but the government stated the production and consumption of drugs are only permitted for medical use, not recreational use, and only for low potency, and blah 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 blah. Yeah. That's not really how it's going, but hey, they're not really don't seem to be worried about it. Thai government disclosure and recreational cannabis has stated that anyone caught smoking in public can be charged with the smell nuisance public. Okay, it's actually got a name for it now, is it? The Smell Nuisance Public Act. God, was that in 2005? Because I could have sued the government for that smell of that clong on Thailand South. Oh God, the smell nuisance. Really, it's a pot call on the kettle black. That one. This Public Health Act. Blah blah blah. But if you wander down the beaches of Koh Samui, the law seems rather more open to reinterpretation. Gotta love Thailand. Carl Lam, the owner of Chi, a luxury beach club in Koh Samui's Bang Rak, sells ready-rolled cannabis joints alongside champagne, French wines, and a CBD-infused menu. Lam made it known that he originally tried marijuana medically because he had digestive issues. Then, inspired by the decriminalisation of the drug in June, worked with the University of Chiang Mai to grow medical cannabis, blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Lam has a large black cigar box stocked with different strains of cannabis ranging from 500 baht a gram for blueberry haze to 1,000 baht per gram for lemonade. Yeah. At first, I just did a bit of a buzz and had a few grams in a box, but now we get people buying it from 10 a.m. until we close. There you go. It's been really eye-opening. Arranged. What do we got? Specials. What's his first? Fabulous fresh oysters. 6 oysters, 720. World-renowned. Galata Dare number 2. Campaign spent. Bollinger. Yes. Okay, the bar owner revealed a number of different people have been curious to try whether it is the parents of the kids playing the pool, rich individuals waiting ready rolled joints. Was it somebody was telling me last night they were paying, somebody was charging 85 or 89 baht for a J last night, weren't they? I thought they were 15 baht from what I was told. Was that Chris? I had his bar last night. Just mentioned it.
I mean, it probably depends on where you are and how tourist backpacker you look. You know?
How much of a foreigner you look like? Yes.
Yeah. How much you look like you're going to pay.
Yeah. Anyway, so the impact of COVID.
I can't blame people for that.
Yeah.
That reminds me, we were walking down one of the streets yesterday. Was it Soy 3 we were at? When we went down to the cigar place, and that tuk-tuk driver, "Oh, you want to ride? I want to ride. 200 baht. No, 100 baht. No, 50 baht.
20
We
baht.
got down to 20 baht.
You know, where are you going to go for 20 baht?
Oh, you might go very far for 20 baht. You might go to a lot of jewelry shops, to suit places.
very possibly. Yeah.
Cheap gems.
Anyway, moving right along, the big news, of course, is this bar openings. It's on the table now. The CCSA to give thumbs up. It hasn't been formalised yet, but they're to give thumbs up to 4am licensing in Thailand next week. The democracy must go on. Protesters have 3 demands for Thailand's government. Bangkok LAP arrested slapstick armed robbery. So it's a whole bunch of shit going on. But yeah, so the main thing, that was it's a video, but there. I won't play the video, but ultimately the big news is the 4am licensing, I think, comes in next week. I don't think there's any pushback on it. Not that that's going to make any changes at all. What time did you? Is Jack still here? What time did you leave last night? 4, 5? I don't know the licensing law really has any issue. Yes. So moving right along again. Thailand is another big news. Law changes. So buckle up, guys. Thailand introduces fine for not wearing seatbelt in the back seat. Now, I thought this came in 2 or 3 years ago, right? But I think it sort of fell by the wayside because 50% of taxis, you can't get the back seat.
Yeah,
they've either got them, the buckles are either tucked inside the seat and you can't get to them, or the cables of the sashes don't work at all, or they're broken, or frayed. Oh, some of those taxis are quite in a bad state. So I don't know how this is going to go. Only 4am in certain areas: Bangkok, Pattaya, Phuket and Chiang Mai. Okay, thanks Rob. Yes, the Royal Thai Police will go easy on people who break the new seatbelt laws in the early phase, yes, which is what they were doing last time, but again they just gave up after a while. Which is usually how it works. The officer confirmed yesterday, from September 5th, the driver and all passengers, including those in the back seat, are required by law to wear a seatbelt, and according to road traffic, previous laws only required the driver and front passenger to strap in. Really? Okay, I thought I could have sworn it was back seats as well. There was a big push on it a few years ago. Anyway, instead of dishing out 2,000 baht fines for seatbelt offenders right away, the police will focus on giving warnings. Said that the Deputy Commissioner, ultimately whether the seatbelt offenders are fined or not is at the discretion of the officer on a case-by-case basis, and whether they need the Christmas stocking filling up, I guess. Cars which were registered before January 1988 that can't be fitted with seatbelts are exempt from the law. Again, okay. Those cars probably shouldn't be on the road, but that's another thing altogether. Regarding the clause, which requires passengers under the 6-year-old seatbelts, the police said they will release more details about what classifies as a child safety seat. That's another thing that's coming in as well. I don't think that's been formalised yet because they still haven't got the safety ratings done or something, but yeah, child seats. Although the law will remain in effect, but could be postponed 90 days. Okay. Not wearing a seatbelt. Okay. What is it now? Rule traffic published May 7. The Act aims to improve road safety, especially for young children. Okay, that's for these car seats, is it? Okay. Parents are required to ensure that children wear seatbelt in duration. Yeah, okay. Drivers and passengers who are unable to wear a seatbelt for health reasons are exempt from complying with sections 1123. However, that person must introduce other safety measures to prevent injury in the event of an accident. Anyone who does not comply shall be liable for a fine of 2,000 baht. Thailand was recently ranked. Yeah. They just got to learn how to drive. That's hard. That's not their problem. Anyway, so that was all the news articles I had for today. Expat Paul, coffee o'clock for you. Okay. Well, it didn't. No, it's okay. Let me just read it back the other way. 4 a.m. Expat Paul. How can they see when the windows are blacked out? Yeah, I have a job and a half getting my daughter to buckle up. We do it pretty much automatically. We come from a fascist country called Australia. You know, been made to do these things for half our life, haven't we? When did we see seatbelt laws in Australia? Was it 70s, mid 70s? Oh, Todd, you're the guy who knows all these numbers.
I don't think.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember getting my P's and driving without a seatbelt, but then that wasn't mandatory. But then the insurance companies made it mandatory because of the insurance claims or whatever.
Well, I got my license. I got my car license in Australia in '78. Here when I came back, 78 or 79, and it was seatbelt mandatory then.
I think it would have been around 84, 85. I think
yeah.
Well, maybe it wasn't mandatory. It was expected.
It became compulsory. It was recommended.
Yeah.
Recommended up. Yeah, I think in the mid 80s, around 84, 85. I think it became.
So that's 80s, so 90s. So it's going to take them 40 years here in Thailand to get used to it as well. So just like. We're pretty all sort of used to it now. Expert Paul, yeah, okay. It is a beer o'clock yet. Got RBT in taxi home. What time was that? Was it?
So you got RBT'd or the taxi driver?
I guess the taxi. I think he's talking about the taxi driver got RBT'd. We'll get a clarification. Random breath test. You don't have that in Australia. In America, I think they call it something else because they're not allowed to just pull you over for no reason.
Breathalyzer.
Yeah, but they can't randomly do it. They got to. I think they've still got to.
I think they have to suspect you. I'm not. To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't know.
Always beer o'clock. I didn't know they did it. Beer o'clock in 2.5 hours. When I hit rum o'clock here. Victoria, it was late 70s. Okay, thanks, Mark. Ralph, Sailor Jerry in 2.5 hours. My mum is even getting me park car in the garage vehicle. Okay. Anyone who got a crypto predictions? I don't know. Well, we've got a bit of a BTC rise. It's gone up 2,000 since yesterday. A bit of a peak there. Any predictions? Well, it's another way of potentially making money off somebody else's misfortune. I get it because Paul in Sydney. He's back again. G'day, Paul. Taxi got pulled up at 1:45 or so near. Okay, really? I didn't think they actually pulled taxi drivers up. I thought they got exempted. Anyway, get to the full screen again. Anyway, so what are we into? We're only half an hour into it. Maybe we've got to shut this one down to half an hour long.
Actually, as far as news, there's actually news about the guy in Pattaya. Or did you guys talk about that last week?
No. What? Shoot, give us a rundown.
So some guy in Pattaya jumped off of the balcony again.
Oh yeah, he was checking out a balcony or checking out some accommodation.
Actually, he was in the room with
the agent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he just went over to the balcony and jumped off.
Just jumped off. Yeah, that's it. He couldn't be bothered actually taking a lease on the place. He joined the flying club without a lease. Only in Pattaya, I'm sure. Anyway. such is life. Yeah, and of course, for those joining in, Siri is always right. Yeah, your psychos flying spaceships. You know, we just thought we'd enter it. I could turn that off if it's boring you, but the thing is, we'll just watch Psycho fly his spaceship. I can make it bigger too. You know, we can watch, you know, Star Citizen. Somebody else fly Star Citizen.
I can log in and
Do it as well.
dinos.
Oh, log in and do kill some dinos.
Yeah, kill some dinos.
So it's not me playing games; it's all my friends playing games today. But anyway, what else we got? What's happening? What's coming up in the woodwork?
Not much.
Yes.
Still haven't got my passport. Big
Yeah,
shout out.
it's your passport is still on.
Processing people.
Still haven't got your plates still in.
Plates yet?
No.
No, I haven't got my plates yet.
Yeah,
Big
that's
shout
a
out to
sore.
the DOT.
That's a sore point. And I've got a few people on my channel reckon, well, when are we going to get Todd hooked up with somebody? You know, get Todd a girlfriend. No. Todd doesn't want a girlfriend.
My private life, my private life.
That's it. He doesn't want a girlfriend. He wants to enjoy Thailand as a single guy.
Yeah. So what's happening when you do a 90-day? I've got my busted up passport, which is completely useless, Mark. I did a 90-day report. It was about a month ago, it was?
Yeah.
Took
You
in
should
my...
be able to do it online now.
No,
Doesn't
well, I
matter.
just go into the immigration here at Nakhon Pathom, which is easy enough. And went in there, and the young girls, well, they've got the interns that sort of take all your basic details before they give you a ticket. She looked at my passport, laughed. She said, "Are you getting a new copy?" I showed her the receipt from the embassy. She said, "Good. Do you have a copy of your passport?" Which I do. Printed out a copy. Okay, sign the copy. Okay, wait here. I didn't even have to see any of the immigration officers. She just went to the back, got the senior person. I watched her because I could see her through the window. She laughed as well, checked my name. Oh yes, she's a regular here. Stamped my 90 days, and I was in and out in about 4.5 minutes. So, and I didn't have to pay any money, which I know people do elsewhere. So.
Yeah. In my case, I did my renewal a couple of weeks ago. Again, rocked up there, and the place, well, this way, because it was last long weekend. That was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? When was the last one?
Yeah.
It was the 4-day long weekend. It was the Buddhist long weekend. Anyway, I rocked in there on the Monday. I think it was the 1st of August. Was my renewal. I got on the 3rd, which is the Monday, or 2nd. Anyway, it was full of because of the fact that I had the 4 days. The place was full. You know, I've never seen that many people in Nakhon Pathom office. But as usual, I just walked up the thing, walked through the door, went to the receptionist counter. She was coming since this. She said 90 day. I go, yes. She gave me the passport. She walked away and said, just wait here. No, just wait outside. She said, wait outside. So I just walked outside, and 3 minutes later, a little guy runs around and here's your passport. Gives it back to you. You know, and all these people from, all these Burmese, which are obviously, they're doing all their Burmese stuff because they've got a special window. Place is full of them. You know, they're all looking. How does this foreigner get in and we have to wait all this time?
Yeah.
That was a sort of impression you got, Jump in the queue.
Yes, Mayor Groves, my passport is taking a long time. Next Friday, it actually is double digits. It's 10 weeks since I did my application. I did try and phone them, but every time I phoned, I got the recorded messages for 5 minutes, and then I just got bored and hung up. I did try to message them on their Facebook Messenger, which they say you can do.
No.
Then you get an automated response saying, this message system is not monitored. Please call us or find out your information online. And I did try and email them twice. On the third email, I got a response saying, thank you for your inquiry. Please note that passports are taking a minimum of 6 weeks to process. We'll make an inquiry back to Australia. Thank you for your patience. I replied back, hey, awesome. I knew about the 6 weeks of processing time 8 weeks ago when I had the appointment. Considering that it is a Thai government requirement to have an active passport to actually be in the country and move around, you'd think that overseas processing of passports would be a priority, but obviously not. Please let me know what you hear back from your inquiry to Australia. Kindest regards. I was very polite. I'm not being facetious, I was very polite. And haven't heard back. No, nada, nothing. So yes, Robert, I hope we do get it before November, because that's when I need to do my renewal. And the bad thing about it is I wanted to go travelling a little bit, and I can't do it.
You can't do anything.
Do it. And I can't ride my motorbike because I don't have my license plates. I can probably ride it legally because I've got the license plate papers.
Yeah.
But I can't go into province. Warren and I can't do our trips anywhere. I can ride around my moo barn.
Yeah. We can do that. Yes, but definitely. But anyway, such is life.
Latest. That's the and my Thai lessons. Chris Brand, Pom Put Pasatai, Chok Mak. It was good talking with the taxi drivers on the way home, and I've got an awesome crew at the moment. Cody and I both like her. She's just really down to earth, and
yeah, she's the best one.
Pays the hell out of me if I don't do things right, but in a good way. And the lessons are fun, so I'm thoroughly enjoying the lessons. Of course, didn't have one yesterday because it was Queen Mother's birthday and Mother's Day, so happy belated Mother's Day, people in Thailand. So that's me. My wear limit's done.
Yeah, as Ralph sort of says, come on, type up, guys, or join the stream. Come on, Streamlabs is more chatty than everybody else. Come on, it's a chat day. You know, Q&A. You can ask questions. You know, we've got Robert Groves here. He's an expert, and we've got Todd. He's an expert. We've got me, who thinks he's an expert. Andy Stubbs, g'day, how you doing? He's an expert
Mark,
too.
Yeah, Mark will be back with his, because we've been trying to catch up since he came over. How many months? 2 months before I did. No, we'll catch up when I get there. We'll definitely catch up, and he's down the Rayong area. He's going to do another contract back in Australia before I even get the chance to travel out of my province. So yeah, Mark, you are spot on, mate. But you can't let these frustrations worry you. I mean, I still got things to do. I still get out and about. We do our in Bangkok insider stuff, and yeah, it's just a little bit hamstrung by not having a passport I can use properly.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be trouble transferring the visa across. You know, it's just like doing a passport renewal. Like they just copy it across.
But,
Malcolm K.
Mark's planted that seed. I hope I do get it before my renewal comes.
Yeah. And that's something I think that you can start to push the issue. Like it's been 10 weeks now. I've got my renewal coming up. You know, I can't renew unless, of course, I've got a passport, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, what can you do?
Well, I can take on my long. I don't know. They can't use the passport. They can't put a new sticker in it.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. So it is what it is.
My contract will be over and I'll be back before you leave your province. Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry there, Robert. Todd Dawson, a new sticker.
Yeah, the visa sticker.
Well, it's actually not a sticker, it's handwritten, it's just a stamp and a book and they just write it in.
Oh no, I actually need that OA visa sticker in there. Because they have to produce a new one to put it in the new passport, so.
Who's going to do that?
It have to be done at immigration, or they'll probably send me to the Thai embassy or whatever, I
don't think they do. They don't do those stickers in this country.
Yeah, well that's another hurdle.
Yeah, another one, yeah, because they're issued from a different country. That's why they have the O-level visa here. It's a completely different sticker.
Probably what they'll give it to me.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you can get an O-level retirement, but that's up to them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Expat Paul,
Yes,
No, 90 day next week. Yes, don't forget.
Yep.
Oh yeah, what do they fine you? How much did they fine you last time, Paul? I know there's some quite hefty fines for something such a miscellaneous thing, but
I think it's 2,000 baht or something.
is it? Yeah, I believe it was 2,000 baht. It's a great way to jump the queue at Changwatana as well. Ever thought about this? If you've got if you've missed your window at Changwatana, if you're not doing it online, right, you can actually go in there late, pay the 2,000 baht, and you go to the front of the queue. I've seen that. They just walk in. They just they give it to the window, and they have to pay. They have to go to a separate window to pay the fine. Well, that was what I interpret what was going, because they fucking come in, pay the fine, and then they walk out. They've just got their 90-day check in the book. Thought that was a bit rude, I suppose. Yeah. But anyway, 2,000 baht fine, yeah. The Airway sticker will have to be issued from Thai Consulate in Australia, as they are handled by Department of Foreign Affairs, not Immigration, yes. Debating on whether to try an open bank account when on vacay in November, or wait until retire. Look, if you can get one done before you get here, it makes life so much easier. So I would recommend it if you can get one, but that can be a problem, because usually you need that that residency or that permanency type situation. They're not supposed to issue bank accounts to people on tourist visas here in Thailand to mitigate money laundering and all that sort of stuff.
If you can get a certificate of residence, it seems like that's the key, is getting the certificate of residence. So as long as you can get that, which honestly, like, and there's several ways to do it. One of them is like through a work permit. One of them is, I think you could do it with retirement visa information. And then the other way is to actually, like, and this may differ between different countries, but you can get one from your embassy. With the US, it's basically going online, downloading a form that's literally called a blank affidavit, where you basically write what you want on that form, which I wrote. I am living at blah blah blah, my address, and like that's all I wrote, is that my residence is at this address, and then I wrote the address. And then I went to the embassy. I had to schedule like 3 or 4 weeks in advance to go to the embassy, paid my $50 to the embassy, and they stamped it. And then I went, they stamped it while telling me that we really don't certify this, for legalese purposes, but they notarized it anyway, because it's like, you could notarize it. And then I took that to the Thai government, and they're like, okay, this is certificate of residency, cool. And then they'll give you a piece of paper for either a bank or a driving license from immigration once you do that.
Yeah.
So I think there's 2 different ones, and I forget. One is specific. I think one is specifically for a bank account, and then another one is just for everything other than a bank account. Or I might have those reversed, so that either like one is specifically for a driving license, or one is specific for a bank account, and the other one is like for everything.
Yeah.
At least that was my experience.
There's a few agencies around. I know there's an agent in Pattaya I've got contact details for. If you're coming over, you just give her a call. You just got to do a visit to Pattaya for 2 days. She organises all the rest, but you pay like 2,000-3,000 baht or something to have the thing done. She does it all for you. Gets the certificate of residency for you. She's got some sort of arrangement down there and gets the bank account done. But of course, then that bank, whichever one you go to, is the branches in that thing, and you may have to go through a branch transfer at some stage, because some of these banks, if you go more than 2 provinces, you might find ATMs charging you withdrawal fees and things like that. So there does seem to be sort of this range on cards. I know every time I go to
even though it's the same type of bank, it's
Yeah.
not necessarily the same thing.
I
And I think you can get around that by using their app with the withdraw ATM feature on their app, which means you have to use their ATM,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
too.
Oh, like I've been charged from K Bank, obviously on the way down to Chanya, like we're in sort of Summit Songkran, which is like effectively two provinces over from Bangkok, which is where my bank is, and there was a 15 baht withdrawal fee. Not that it's a big deal; it's 15 baht. I'm not going to break the bank,
Yeah.
but it's just really. I'm going to your ATM and you're charging me 15 baht to take out my money. Come on, this is you don't do it where I live. Why do it here? What difference does that make? It's just a computer fucking transaction. Come on, it's not like your computer has to talk to that computer and make some sort of special deal to get money out of my bank account. It's all one freaking bank. It's a bottom line balance.
Yeah.
But again, it's just the way things work over here. Anyway,
I mean, it's just like when phone companies charged you per text message, when data-wise, that is the least amount of data usage as a text message.
Oh yeah, wasn't that a joke?
Like literally, but
Yeah.
they'll charge you because they can charge you. I mean,
Yep.
yeah.
Lowered IQ. Yep. Gross. That's my question. It all depends which bank. Yes. Try Bangkok Bank. Yeah.
I
But I
would
wa-
recommend the Green Bank from
Yeah.
my
I
experience.
I will always just say, look. Yep. Robert's got Bangkok Bank. He's very happy with them. He's probably one of the very few people that I have positives out of Bangkok Bank. Most of it stems around their inability to issue a 12-month, what do you call it, transactional record on your bank statement. And that's something you need. You have to pre-order it. There's some sort of stipulations that it can be a real pain in the arse, literally. Retirees, you might want to choose something like K-Bank. But K-Bank, I've heard, are also a bit more stringent with actually going through the application process.
Also, if you want to use Steam to purchase games,
Yeah.
I did have issues with Bangkok Bank with Steam.
Right, yeah.
Where, and I use Bangkok Bank and the Green Bank, and for most things like Bangkok Bank, I don't have an issue with, but Steam specifically they were not willing to work with Steam. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't buy anything using Steam with them.
Yeah. Bloody ridiculous. Okay, Todd over at OABC says, opening a bank account was probably one of the easiest things I've done in Thailand. I had no problem when I did the transfer from the bank, because when I opened originally here, because I was already with Citibank, walked into the office and it's some Citibank, and it goes, tick, 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 no problem, tick, tick, there you go, here's a bank account. Right, they wanted me to put 1 million baht in there, for getting the special privileges that they were, because normally it's 3 million baht to do it with the Citibank. 1 million baht was always required for, in my case, because I already had an account with them. But anyway, that was for anything of the past. But that was very straightforward. It took passport, bank account details from Australia, bang, 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 all done. But when it came to doing, when I had the issues, getting the K Bank set up, I had my, Tabian Barn, I had all the things. I didn't have a certificate of residency and I didn't have a work visa. And they were going to have an issue because they didn't have a work visa. Nobody had told them, they hadn't read the memo properly. It was obviously a junior staffer who didn't know the rules. Anyway, 5 minutes later, after they went and got the head guy from the managing bank, he just ticked the box and it all went through. Something about diminished responsibility again, I guess. They can't have staff making these decisions because they might actually make a mistake. And then they have to correct something. Oh my God. But anyway, wasn't hard. Wasn't too hard, but it's been like everywhere I go, K-Bank, this thing seems just ubiquitous. Everywhere done. It's the most popular bank here in Thailand from what I see. For Thais, that is. Kung Siri, Yellow Bank. Yeah, we had one Kung Siri
I've
account.
heard good things about them, but I've never used them.
Well, what we had to do there, because we were trying to get a credit rating for Chanya, so we had to get a credit card for her. So we went to Kung Siri to get a credit card. They wanted to put 100,000 baht in another account as a holding account, as a protection. Was going to be a credit card, but that's one account, and there's a second account which is like the savings account, which is attached to the credit card, but they're not linked. It's not like automatically blah blah blah.
It's a secured credit card.
It's a secured credit card.
What they're doing.
Well, why not just have a bank with a fucking debit card? But then, of course, you don't get a credit rating, you know?
Yeah. No, they do that in the U.S. too.
Do they?
It's for people like building their credit.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember got my first stereo system on commercial hire purchase. That was 79 or 80, and got my first credit rating. And ever since then, it's pretty much been AAA on a personal level ever since. Never had a credit issue anywhere I went.
You're feeling a little, bro. You're a bit quiet today, mate.
Right, I'm just listening in the background.
Listening in the background,
Actually
yes.
looking at flights.
Looking at flights.
Yeah.
You're thinking of coming over, are we?
I'm always thinking of coming over. It's like I think it's a Friday night deal, I'm sick of. Yeah, you're invited. You're invited. Yeah, I'm interested. It's like, yeah, okay.
Right,
This
okay.
interest from afar is just too much now. So I'm just looking at some pricing, and it's going up quite considerably.
So Chris was asking some specific questions there. Okay, so let me just go big screen so we look at it. Okay, how's the herb? Well, I did get a delivery. Came through yesterday. Was it yesterday? So the 5 grams of a premium. There was this one here, which was the 10+2 of the KD strain, which is the Thai strain. So 12 grams of that. And then, of course, 11 grams of the squirrel tail, which is what they call Thai stick, common name Thai stick. All up there's an ounce. There's 28 grams there. That was $108 Australian. Delivered by courier. Shit, man. We have courier deliveries of cannabis these days here in Thailand. How progressive. I used to have to go. I used to have to drive 50 kilometres to go and get my stash. It was a pain. Anyway, hopefully that answered your question. How's the herbs? It's going good. My days worrying about credit ratings are long over. Yes. Well, I will be looking at flights when my new passport comes in, yes. How long have you been waiting for your passport there, Paul? Just out of curiosity.
Let me know.
Yes.
We've probably got something in common, Paul.
I heard the price of flights has gone. Yeah, I've been watching that. They've been sort of saying the prices are going up. The airlines are trying to milk it, just like the fucking oil industry. Record profits.
Price bills going up, which is their biggest cost.
Yeah. Well, it all has to be passed on somewhere. I think they've asked the major players in the industry now to sort of, justify your cost for your record profits. There's an inquiry going on. What's going on here? I don't know if it's going to change anything. Let my passport expire? Okay, during the pandemic, turns out 3 million other Aussies did so, accused Line for it. Okay. I don't have any credit card. I've only got a debit card myself, Robert. I do have two lines of credits. Then I have to pay $105 or $115 a year to maintain those lines of credit, in the form of 2 credit cards of $25,000 value, but I never use them. They're just sort of like they're emergencies. If something really can push to shove, I can get the fuck out. It's my go bag. If push comes to shove. Expat, I bought some last night, and the guy said it was imported from California, which again, this is there's a lot of this talk about import, and I don't know really. Again, it comes down to this thing, you can't legally import. It's the law prohibits importation, from other countries. How they get it in, that's obviously has to be the legal stash somewhere, or like the guy at the dispensary sort of said, no, what everybody's doing, they know the strains that they've got names for over in the States. They've actually either brought the seeds in illegally, or the cross pollination and breeding they're doing over here. They're making similar, strains to match what America had. It's there. I'm pretty sure it's all hush hush. I'm pretty sure it's coming in illegally, but again, that's not my job to be asking questions. As long as the stuff gets here, it's all right. I think about 1 month, but they're saying that 2 months. 2 months wait. That's for the passport, I guess. Notice that my flights we are flying to Vietnam Airways 800. Well, that sounds pretty good. That's only 900 per person. Yeah, that's all right. Don't ask about October. So
Rose did ask.
Yeah.
Mark said, I asked you not to ask.
Cheeky.
Yeah.
Anyway, so forget the thumbs up. Don't forget the thumbs up, people. What about yeah? It's a thing to losing. Okay. Where's the time? Well, wherever we are, 3 minutes to go. Jesus. Last I looked at that, there was half an hour to go, and what did we want to talk about? And then it just keeps on going. Anyway, what else have we got? Nothing else I can think of. Nothing else to report. Again, reiterating the fact that we're going to continue on as psychos flying spaceships. We might go and kill some dinosaurs. You're welcome to hang out and join with us, and watch us play games or play games yourself. It's up to you. Anyway, but don't forget, we're always here. It's a clubhouse. You're invited. The general invitation is out there all the time. You're always welcome to come and hang out. And if we're not here, bring your own friends. If you've been here before, you've got privilege to go and invite other people. So yeah. The whole idea is it's a community. Doesn't have to have me here all the time. Anyway, I'm out of here. Good stream, good info. Yes, thanks, Ralph, and we'll catch up with you. Where's the buttons? I've got to find all the buttons now. End stream. That's the end stream button. I forgot to do this last week. Got this closing screen wipeout. So I got to make sure I press that button. Anyway, guys, peace out. Have a good time, and we'll catch up with you same time, same bat channel. Being weird. We'll catch you next week. Bye for now.